Hey folks, after reviewing the Conjuring movie there recently, I was thinking about what horror films have creeped me out over the years and really scared me. Um, of course, one of my favourite horror films is The Exorcist, wonderful film directed by William Friedkin. But I never was really creeped out by The Exorcist. I always thought of it as a psychological thriller. But there's one movie that, and sorry, more recently, The Haunting of Hill House did creep me out. If you haven't seen that show, I would highly recommend watching that on Netflix. That is a very, very good scare fest and that. But the cream of the crop for me over the years, which scared the absolute living shit out of me back in when I was young, was of course Salem's Lot, the 1979 miniseries Salem's Lot, which is based on the Stephen King novel. It stars David Soul, who was at the height of his popularity back in the 70s. David Soul was huge in that TV show Starsky and Hutch, and he's in this, and he's great in this. And it also stars actor James Mason, classic legend actor James Mason. He plays a character in this called Straker, and he's an antique dealer who buys a house overlooking Salem's Lot. And David Soul's character, Ben Mears, returns to Salem's Lot. He grew up there, and he wants to write a book based on an incident he had in that house that James Mason has bought. And James Mason is a front. He's an antique dealer in this. He's a front for a mysterious character called Mr. Barlow. Basically, Salem's Lot, if you haven't seen it, is a vampire movie, and it's all about this small New England town in Maine being ravaged by vampires, and how James Mason and this Barlow character fit into it. I won't spoil it for you, but it's an absolute joy of a movie or a miniseries. It was the miniseries was actually condensed into one movie later after it was released on TV, and you can pick that up quite cheap online on DVD or on Blu-ray. I seen it again a couple of months ago, and it hasn't lost it hasn't lost its appeal. It's a creepy movie. This is all about mood. As I said, I'm not into the gore fest or the blood fest in horror movies. I like a good ghost story. I like to be scared, peeking out from behind the cushion kind of thing, and this has it in spades. The famous scene in this that everybody talks about when you talk about Salem's Lot is the kid floating outside the window, scraping at the window. Even the sound of the scraping is actually unnervingly creepy, and his face will stay with you for a long time, because I remember seeing this as a kid, and I was about 10 or 11, I think, when I saw it, and it absolutely scared me. I couldn't sleep for months. I was just staring at my window and making sure every ounce of that curtain was closed, because I just couldn't sleep thinking about this kid floating outside the window. There's another few creepy scenes in it. There's actually two window scenes, but the guy floating outside there is just unnerving. There's another scene in it in a graveyard at a funeral, and it's really, really creepy. And we have another scene there with a rocking chair. It creeps the complete shit out of you. And there's a lot of new horror films coming out, and they just don't have that appeal. This movie was directed by Tobe Hooper, who directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and also famously directed Poltergeist. I think it was 1980 that was released. Now, there's a bit of controversy regarding Poltergeist, because some people say that Steven Spielberg directed most of that movie, not Tobe Hooper. But Tobe Hooper, I always believe that Tobe Hooper did direct Poltergeist. He's a fantastic director, and the mood he creates in this film is absolutely brilliant. And it's all, as I said, it's all about setting this tone of uneasy and unnerving. There's no blood and guts and gore in this. It's a classic vampire tale. And the novel, I reread the novel there last year, and this is very, very close to it. There's one scene in the novel that's not in the movie, it's in a school bus with the vampires, and I would have loved to have seen that filmed and how they would have done it. I read a rumor somewhere that they're going to remake it into a movie. The same people that did it. So that sounds exciting. I'd be on board for that. This was remade, I think, in the 2000s with Rob Lowe as the Ben Mears, David Soul character. I haven't seen that, so I can't compare it. But I'd be hard pressed to have the creepiness and the mood of the 1979 version. So out of 5 stars, Salem's Lot definitely gets 5 out of 5 from me. If you haven't seen Salem's Lot, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you want a good scare, this has got it in spades. It's got that creepiness and unnerviness that will stay with you, and that window scene will stay with you for a while. So thanks very much for watching. McCord Movies would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and slap a like on the video and comment on what movies over the years have scared you. I'd be very interested to see what has scared you over the years and what's your favourite horror movie. So comment below and slap a like, and as I said, if you can subscribe, I really, really would appreciate it. So thanks a lot, and we'll talk soon. Take care.